Alright, we're taking a rip with Mr. Mean himself, Jesse, I think Brown? Jesse Brown, got it going on.
Like
Alright, so, Jesse, what is this?
This is my 08 XB12R. Pretty stock.
Very stock.
Yeah, it's got a Hammer 1250 big bore kit, GT25 54R turbo, and everything in between. I've either had a wrench on or designed myself and built it myself.
That looks like a stock ECU there as well.
Yeah, it's my racing ECU is missing for now, but
The wiring looks just the same as my bike.
yeah, absolutely stock battery box.
Yeah.
Nothing fishy there. You know, some stock Corvette coils.
Yeah.
They came on the Buells, and
That's a 2011 feature, I believe.
yeah, and then same with the blow off valve. That came on the 11s as well. Maybe even the 12s.
And that chain, I mean, that was probably
2013 for sure.
Okay, guys, if you want to learn how to do the chain conversion, you have to learn how to make that.
Yep, and I've offered for a few people to send me their stuff. I actually machined this on my CNC mill. That's not just a straight slot. Don't fuck up and make a straight slot. It won't work.
So does that actually move?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, actually, no, sorry. It moves when you tension it and then you lock it down.
Oh, right.
So this arch right here is actually a center
It's
point
bent,
arch.
obviously.
Yeah, so this has a center point arch that I do with a 1/4 inch end mill, machine it all out. And then there's spacers on either side of the idler pulley here that I machine out to hold the idler sprocket centered. And then everything for racing out at Bonneville, I torque stripe everything. I don't have a lock bolt anywhere on there, but that thing's Loctited and torqued. It didn't go anywhere, but all my rear sprocket bolts are all torque striped. My pinch bolts are all safety wired. There's some goofy stuff you have to do to run at Bonneville. And this is probably one of the only XB12Rs that actually has traction control.
What?
Yep. So I have a front wheel speed sensor on it up here under the fender, and this will settle itself out of a wheelie and settle itself from rear tire spin. So I have a myriad of ways I could do it. I can add more fuel, I can pull timing, I can reduce boost, or all three. Ducati hand grips with a homemade tether. Clip that right in your glove, and that will kill the whole bike. So the way the system's wired is it's not like a stock bike where you can turn the key on and kill switch off and your lights are still on and everything. This has to have all three switches before anything will turn on. There is stock pushrod tubes in there. And it does have a stock timing cover on it and stock oil pump. The bottom end on this thing is 100% stock. It's got a...
Except for gearing.
But
But gearing you just get from the chain.
Yeah, the gearing I just get from the chain. It's got a stock transmission. It's got a stock oil pump, a stock crankshaft. I TIG welded the crank pin, stock rods. The coating on it, the black paint, is not actually paint. That's a thermal dispersant coating, so that helps soak or dissipate heat out of the cases. Seeing as this thing runs 3 miles at a time, just wide open burst, and then you have to shut it down. You're not allowed to just idle it back to the staging lanes. Keeping the heat out of this engine's a huge deal. Between the thermal dispersant coating and the way I have the fan kicking on, my cylinder head temps barely get over 290.
Wow.
So, but the pistons, moly coated skirts, ceramic coated domes, chambers are fully polished. Like I told you earlier, I actually run higher compression on this engine than even stock for a boosted application. I'm around 10.3 to 1 compression, and then I throw 12 pounds or more boost on top of that. So
What is the fastest speed you've been clocked at on this bike?
Per my data logger, I did 149.999 in third gear last year, and that was only at the 3/4 mile mark. Unfortunately, I had to abort the run because I cracked a header, but that was a pretty easy walk in the park, 150 mile an hour run. Like I said, that was only third gear. She had a lot more left in her, but once that header cracked, I just didn't have any more drive pressure for the turbo, so I didn't want to push much harder.
Ain't nobody rock like me.